Are you doing this common error that I often see in senior golfers that's causing them to lose distance and hit the ball everywhere but straight? If so, take a look at this tip today to make sure you're not doing this mistake and help you hit the ball further and straighter. We'll first look at your setup because oftentimes your setup is a root issue to why your ball's not going straight or as far as you'd like it to. So to start, we want to make sure our weight is in the balls or the middle of our foot. We want to avoid sitting back, even with the driver. If you're back on your heels, you have nowhere to go. So then oftentimes when we have limited mobility as well, we end up losing our balance. We're back here and then we cause a little bit of a flipping action and then we fall backward. We want our weight and momentum heading towards the target, not backwards. So we need to start with the weight in the balls of our feet. To check for this, you can go ahead and grip your club the distance away from your body to where you drop your hands, and it hangs pretty much right where that grip's at. From there, you'll check to see, do you feel the weight underneath your armpit? If so, it's in the correct position. Also, if you feel any pain in your low back at setup, we want to avoid that as much as possible. So tuck your tailbone under. To do that, all you need to do is hold the club out in front of you and literally just hinge at your hips. I'd rather see a C-shaped back than an S shape where you have your spine in a tight position. So we'd rather see this. Protect your back by tucking that tailbone under. Once you're set up with the weight in the balls of your feet, now you can bring the club back to start your backswing. And the backswing here, I want you to feel more tempo than anything else. We don't need to worry too much about rotating there, especially if you're limited in mobility in the knees and the hips. We're focusing more on feeling a tempo of the swing, feeling the club in our hands, and that weight transfer to the inside of your trail foot or your right foot if you're right-handed. Then we're starting our downswing. Again, feel the tempo of the swing. Allow the club to release lightly in your hands. You're gaining momentum and speed on your swing through the follow-through and not getting yourself in a position where you want to flip your wrist to help the club carry the ball into the sky, or you're muscling through to then now you're pulling it or slicing the ball. So biggest thing to look for is that weight in the balls of your feet to set you up nicely. Tuck your tailbone under, feeling the tempo and rhythm in your swing. And then as you continue, you are going to transfer all of your weight now to your lead foot. And because now you're set up in a good position where the weight is in the balls of your feet, you can actually drive through your legs and use the strength of your legs instead of your arms or your back and trying to muscle it through, or even your hips in that rotation. Instead, use the strength of your legs to drive your swing. So if we're on our heels, it's really hard to now get our weight all the way to that left or lead foot. Okay, so as you come through, all the weight's through, and then we've talked about this in a different video. You want to feel like your club is facing towards the sky. So we're swinging high on our swing, finishing high. That again reiterates that momentum through the target and allowing the body to swing the club, not your arms compensating for that lack of rotation. So this is what this looks like in action. To start off, I'm making sure that the weight is in the balls to middle of my feet, right underneath my armpits, so I'm just checking that there. Then because of that, I'm leaning more forward, but I'm gonna make sure my tailbone is tucked under and my posture is as straight as possible without putting any discomfort on my back. And with the setup, I'm able to transfer my weight without rotating as much and putting as much power as I think I need on the ball. And for the purpose of this example, I swung really easy with very limited rotation. I didn't have to force it at all. Nice smooth rhythm is what I relied on. One last thing, that Easter egg tip that I told you at the beginning of the video I would share is to help with rotation if you have limited mobility in your hips. What you'll want to do is flare your feet. So instead of lining up with the feet pointing at your ball, instead rotate your feet slightly open. When you rotate back, your hips are already starting to move with your body without having to focus on that rotation of your hips. This also allows for more mobility through your follow through as well. So as you can tell here, the difference between this, I even felt a pop in my back when I did that. And when I flare my feet, I'm gonna do that same move. I had so much more room then to follow through towards the target. Of course, I didn't get much loft there, but notice how much further it went. I didn't have to swing any harder at it. It was just that simple move of flaring my feet. That is a GolfTec tip that I have learned from working with my coach at GolfTec. As I said before, I am a PGA PGM student as well as a GolfTech student. So these things I've learned from GolfTech or the PGA PGM program, and I want to share them with you. Thanks for watching this video. If you have other ideas of ways that people with limited mobility are able to swing the golf ball straighter and further, please put them in the comments below. Or if you have any questions, please put those in the comments below as well. I always enjoy reading and responding to your comments. Thanks for watching and have a great day.